Hello guys, my name is Skrindo and this is Elemento Tech. So for the last few days I have not been able to post any videos due to exams and studies, but now as I'm free, from today I'm announcing a new series called The Tech Behind, where I will be discussing the technologies involved in some of the easiest computings we do today in our modern life. So without wasting any time, let's get right into it. Today's topic is anti-aliasing. According to me, this is an interesting topic as it is wrongly understood by many. Now, according to Wikipedia, is defined as Now, that must have not made any sense. So let's explain this in a different way now. We all know that monitors or display screens are rectangular, and to completely fill them with colors, a rectangular unit of display is required. Now those units are known as pixels. So when we say that pixels are one unit thick, so when joined together to create a line diagonally, they cannot create a straight line, and so the edges become jagged. This is mostly represented by a jagged line in many edges of displays or pictures which we see. In modern game titles, where many complex shapes are represented, and often instead of a straight line, something like this in the image shown on your screen is seen. Now that looks very odd. So modern day computers use many types of techniques to remove these jagged edges. One of them is anti-aliasing. What it does is that by some CPU processing power and some 3D space approximation of pixel on the screen, those jagged edges are either blurred or blended in the surroundings. This picture can become much less blocky and more realistic. In today's world, there are two basic ways to achieve anti-aliasing: by increasing the sample rate used in MSAA and SSAA, or blurring the edges by using high contrast using MLAA, FXAA, or SMA. The simplest way to increase the sample rate is called FSAA, or full screen anti-aliasing, or downsampling. In this case, an increased amount of samples are used and the colors of each pixels is calculated using the values of the samples inside it. This results in the pixels having a mixture of colors that are actually inside it, which gives it an appearance of a blur. This is arguably the best form of anti-aliasing, as textures get sharper because of the higher sample rate, and the anti-aliasing is greatly reduced and the image is very still. Usually there is no blur either. The disadvantage of this mode is that it is very performance hungry and it consumes a lot of CPU power. The next most commonly used anti-aliasing technique is MSAA, or multi-sampling anti-aliasing. It reduces the performance needed comparing to SSAA, but it doesn't perform as well as SSAA. MSAA detects the edges of polygons and only increases the number of samples there, which basically means that the number of pixels are increased there. The main advantage it offers over FXAA is that it does not blur and uses less performance, which is shown in this picture. The disadvantage is also that it doesn't stop the anti-aliasing of alpha textures. Some methods like alpha to alpha coverage can help smooth alpha textures using MSAA. FXAA, or fast approximate anti-aliasing, are post-AA modes that use blur filters. First, it detects contrast edges in the frames and then blurs it according to the gradient. This results in highly reduced visible jaggies that also covers alpha textures, but it also blurs everything including textures. It is also the cheapest form of anti-aliasing, which consumes very less processing power and is often used in the console version of games. Personally, I do not like this mode of AA as it does not do much to improve your gaming experience. On the other hand, SMAA is an anti-aliasing mode based on post-anti-aliasing blur filter. The anti-aliasing detection is upgraded and is closer to the detection used in MSAA than the detection used in MLAA and FXAA. This results that SMAA still remains very cheap and uses less processing power, still smooths the alpha textures and greatly reduces the visible of jagged edges but doesn't blur the image as much. Personally, I think this is one of the best anti-aliasing modes available, forcing a slight form of SMAA via the drivers like Radeon Pro or Nvidia Inspector combined with traditional MSAA or SSAA will result in one of the best videos possible. There is one more type of anti-aliasing which is very modern and uses a much more performance depending stress depending from game to game. It is called TXAA or temporal anti-aliasing. It is a very complex form of anti-aliasing. It is not a post-AA, although it still blurs because of the downsampling method used. The information we have is also very vague, so I would like to stop commenting on the technical side here because I don't know too much about this. The general implementation of TXAA varies from game to game and version of TXAA, so a general statement is hardly possible. What can be said is that A, it uses very much performance than FXAA, MLAA and SMA. B, it reduces the number of jaggies and is one of the best of all AA modes. And C, blurs everything. So that all wraps about everything I have to talk about anti-aliasing. This also proves that how much a small game of Counter-Strike can have such a complex technology involved behind it. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up, and if you want to stay updated on latest technological advancement and topic, please subscribe this channel. This is Srinjoy signing off. Have a good day. Goodbye.